EMNW, that's who we're reacting to. We saw them live recently, didn't we?
Yes, we did. They were amazing. Emma, I love you.
So, honestly, this is an amazing group, and they have their brand new videos come out. Now, this is to a song that we've heard live. I put off listening to the audio version of this for so long, because the audio version came out, and one thing I know about EMNW is that they always have a music video follows up every time. I've been following them since before their first single came out when I saw them live, and I keep on talking about this, but I remember when that first single did come out, and it was waiting for it, and then the music video as well, and they've had this love for kind of doing these semi-homemade looking music videos, but they're still really punchy, really cool.
Yeah.
So as a result, I have been dying to hear the studio version of this as well. It's More Fire. I'm looking forward to this both for the video, which I'm sure is going to be typical EMNW fun, but also for hearing the studio version of this song. Like I said, we heard it live. It is an absolute banger. That much we can tell. But the good thing, when you hear things live, we had this with Bandmade recently, didn't we? And we heard What Is Justice live before that actually came out. And live, you get the energy, you get the feeling, but you need the recording to really get the whole song.
Yeah, it's kind of like being like halfway through a driving test. You're like, you've got it, you're there, but you can't relax until you got that result in your hand and you've passed. It's kind of like that. It's just it's sort of a half fulfillment because you don't know how to act in that situation. You're like, this is amazing, but what do I do because I don't know what comes next. But at the same time, you can get a real feel for a song straight off the bat, hearing it live, hearing the intensity, hearing the kind of like almost subtle nuances a little bit. That may be different from a studio version, whether or not that's down to mix or how they perform it. But also you get to the energy of the artists themselves.
I think a lot of those nuances actually are kind of what you get from the recording. I mean, and also the tone. Like I remember when Check It Out came out. That was actually, I think Check It Out was probably the only... Oh no, it wouldn't have been. That was but one of the more prominent examples I can think of a song where when I heard it live, I had a very clear impression of what it was going to be like. And then when the studio version came out, I was like, this is a lot more kind of upbeat and poppy and fun than I thought. So they're a group who can go in different directions, but I guess it's time, shall we check out More Fire?
Yes, let's go.
It's going to be more fire. Prepare. He's coughing because there's more fire. Sorry.
I'm preparing myself.
And you can see even the computer's comparing, so it's just been going down. Let's go.
Fire, on fire, on fire, and more. Fire, on fire, on fire, and more. Fire, on fire, on fire, and more. Fire, on fire.
Best use of an alleyway ever. Oh, I love how like the percussive sounds coming through. This is the Asia tour in motion, clearly.
Simple but effective.
This is a great chorus. Again, they got some really good choruses. The mix in this is really nice though, like the vocals are popping. But the percussion's coming through as well. Menu looks like she was born to be in music videos. She's got like the facial expression for everything.
Really impressed with those bushes got a really strong sound.
Their voices are super complimentary. I think the changes in this song are really nicely accented in the mix again.
It keeps it entertaining. That's the one thing I can say about any of the songs. It's never boring.
Okay, a bit of Okinawa time here. Yeah, the build-up is really solid in this.
重ねてきた trust and faith 誰かの代わりに hold my faith 見かけだけの fake じゃ不可能私の歌で realization 燃やし続けてる last for life 誰かのためなら one more time 空を眺め君に別れ何までよが出る
Amazing. Again, it's one of those songs that I love how much they achieve in 3 minutes. Yeah. I like that. They got both the logos on the screen at the same time there. Like so like EMNW, they've changed their logo a couple of times actually. So you got the rabbit logo, you got the new More Fire logo, and of course you got the original OG logo from when they started out. But yeah, no, do you know what? Having already known basically how the song goes, having heard it live a couple of times, like I say, what you want when you hear the studio version is you really want to listen to it and go, that brings out everything that I felt the live version, because the live version you can really feel it, and you want to hear, because in the studio the whole idea is you can get the balance of everything right, you can get everything to, you can really present everything in that ideal light, and so you want to get that song that you heard live, and you want to hear all of the moments, all of the energies properly presented. And I think that the mixes on their songs, especially with like the last couple, have been really solid. Like,
really solid.
You feel the changes. I mean, like I said, that bit where it starts up and it's sort of building up. You know, the percussive sounds. You've got that kind of speedy train track sound happening underneath it with just how much percussively is going on in the song. And this song feels almost more percussively heavy than it does actually metal heavy. And I don't know if this is too much time spent hanging out with Bloodywood or not, but it's... yeah, that's... So, I mean, I'm sorry, I could talk all day, so we already know this.
I agree. I love this. I love the mix. I think you're bang on. It's impactful when it needs to be. It's clean, it's smooth. Nothing ever feels out of sync, out of place. It amazes me, actually, how we get kind of like bands or some artists in the similar vein to EMNW in their, like, the progression of their careers. And then they can release a song, and you just listen to it sometimes and go, that doesn't hit as well as I think you intend it to hit, or it's just the mix is a little bit off. And the one thing I can never complain with EMNW is when they release something on an audio version through YouTube or online or whatever, yeah, the mix is really good, actually.
But I guess, I mean, the thing is, obviously, so we can say presentation's brilliant, the video as well. Because I'm going to circle around to the song last, ironically, because the song is the thing that we kind of knew about, but we do need to talk about it, obviously. But I just wanted to sort of bring attention to the video as well. The video does a lot of what they're used to doing. It feels like their videos often feel like a travel guide of like where they've been. Like you can almost feel like you're looking at a scrapbook of what EMNW have been up to since the last song. And that's why I love the very first music video was just basically them in Asakusa. And it feels very much like, you know, Asakusa being the famous place in Tokyo with the big temple, the Kaminarimon. And it really felt like just them hanging out in, well, not really where they came from, but in that sort of home base of Tokyo, where, you know, obviously they start their live house career and everything. But now we're seeing places like Okinawa, which is obviously incredibly important to them. We're seeing little clips of, I think we saw like clips of like Kuala Lumpur in there. We've seen like, you know, all kinds of places appear in their videos. And it really feels like their videos are taking you to that place. But I love the fact their videos are always really well cut. You know, they move quickly. You know, they have a lot of good cuts in them, but they move in this sort of sharp way, which moves well with the song. They're not just all blurry. You know, you get a good look at the girls performing. You see their body language. You see their facial expressions. There's, like you said, there's color, so they're always bursting out the screen. It looks, a lot of the time you look at their videos and you think this could easily be like cut on like a phone app. It's nothing particularly complicated, but it feels like it's cut in a way where whoever's cutting it, presumably them, really understands the feel of the song, and they're feeling the song, they're feeling the movement, they're feeling the brightness, the energy, the color, the personality. It's all coming across on screen.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Again, I think you summed it up really nicely there. I really like the use of color as well on this one. It's nothing amazing or anything like that, but it's used effectively. It's not over.
You mean like it's nothing revolutionary?
Yeah, not anything revolutionary, but it's used sparingly. It's used effectively when it needs to.
I think I just found a thumbnail, by the way, for this video.
That is an amazing.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
100%. Yes, use that one. But yeah, they for a band of their stature, for me, what makes them so special is they outperform sort of where they should be by massively, and I would rank them higher than even some well-established bands.
Well, this is the things that I think. So it's a well-known fact for anyone who knows EMNW, like sort of seen them coming up. It's a fairly well-accepted fact that these girls have musical abilities. You might have noticed from their social media outside of just EMNW, and like a lot of people maybe look down on like sort of heavy metal and rappers, sort of or very bass genres, and it's just sort of like simple music for. It's just kind of like mindless energy music, whereas there's actually a lot of nuance and complication, and I think complicated details to this style of music, which really talented people can get out. And like I say, you look at Emma, she's got a lot of background in other styles of music, very talented musician. Menu has a lot of talent as well. And so when they come together, for anyone who kind of knows that, you see it in the little details that come through. Like the power and delivery of Menu's voice is amazing. The sort of musical way that they bounce around the rhythm, the way the songs have those little changes that you wouldn't get in just some generic, if it's just some generic rap metal thing, you wouldn't get the clever little changes that they put in. And that's the thing. It's basically entertaining every time.
Yeah.
But the reason why they can keep on being that Eminu sound over and over again is because they're smart enough to write details into their songs that the casual listener would overlook, but someone who actually really is interested in the music can hear those details. Like I say, the changes, but not just the changes, also like the rap delivery, like the use of the rhythm and going back and forth.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put them on a high pedestal here, and I'm going to make the claim that I personally think that Eminem is probably the best rap metal I've heard since probably the early 2000s.
I don't think that's a difficult claim to agree with, because I mean, obviously there is a lot. It depends. Are you talking about individual songs or artists? No, there's all kinds of things. But I would say the thing which makes me so impressed with them as like a rap metal hybrid, and they can do obviously more, as they've shown, singing and things outside of metal as well in their songs. But looking at them as a rap metal group, the thing that makes them so impressive is, again, that consistency. It's not just a one-hit thing. They keep on delivering songs like this. They're good. They know their formula. They stick to it. Obviously, I'm going to be excited in future years seeing how they develop, how they branch out, how they do other things with this. But right now, they're just keep on. If you like one song, you're going to like every song. But no two songs are copy and paste to the other. Each song has its own identity. And I guess that's where we should really curve around to talking about this song in itself, because it has one of their best choruses. Is it better than Brain Dead People? Brain Dead People.
I like that one. That one gets stuck in your head. Me and you've been singing that like the past 2 years.
Yeah, we went to their show and actually we stood in front of them and we just said to them like all day since he arrived. We've been going Brain Dead People, Brain Dead People, and I think they probably looked at us like, this is the downside of producing good songs.
They always have catchy things like that. In their other song as well, I can never remember the names of the songs. I'm awful at it. Like the David Bowie bit is so good. They got these lovely little bits that they can stick in there.
But this is a pretty epic chorus. I like the chorus in this. But it's not just the chorus. It's also got the fire. It's got that like build up, like the chant to it.
Yeah, like you said, when we saw it live, the crowd was proper going for it. So like in a live environment and on the studio, it sounds.
Sorry, I've just left that image on there for so long. I kind of normalised it. There we go. Them critiquing a fire.
There you go.
There we go.
Dude.
Yeah, there we go. That's the image. Stick with that image. That's the image. Chug. That's that Okinawa energy. You got to be aware of that. Honestly though, I think this song again, it has a powerful chorus, but interesting enough, it feels like it goes through a lot of very good changes. Like you've got that second verse build up, you got significant rhythm changes in this. It does that thing that I think is again not something. If you look at a lot of the Western metal and a lot of the Western rap, not enough of them are playing with things like altering your time signatures or just totally altering your tone halfway through a song, which is a great thing to do because it gives you the ability to build up towards the end and have real variation that makes the song exciting rather than constantly stuck at 11. And I feel this is another song where, again, they've played with that idea of having variations that, again, most metal or most rap metal groups wouldn't do. They've got these variations in their song that to me suggest a higher, or just a better approach to songwriting. And then the rap and the metal is kind of the fun thing that they're playing with over the top. But at the core, they got songs that are written well.
Yeah. I agree.
I like when I say so. It's like I've got a disciple here who just agrees with me. He's got 10 times as many subscribers as me, but it's still I get into.
You gotta let me talk, man.
Floor is yours.
The floor is. Is there anything left to say? It's the good thing about us owning our individual channels. We both get our time in the sun. I'm just sat here like this. It is your channel, so you are the master here. I am merely the apprentice.
But you can go Super Saiyan, which I can't.
Yeah. So it's only the beard that goes Super Saiyan, unfortunately.
He's got with the thing.
I'm actually more surprised you know that terminology and the anime it's from.
No, it's only because I asked you earlier.
All right, okay.
All right. Anyway, look,
rubbing off on him. Yes.
EMNW is a group who I've been, like I say, it's not just sort of like flex or anything. Honestly, it's a group that I love them so much because I've been supporting them since before they even had any songs out. And when you follow groups like that and everything they do makes you happy that you were there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have a little bit of an extra vested love for this group because of the fact that I've been watching them come up from so early. But I don't think I'm wrong in saying that they have absolutely just lived up to any piece of hype I think I ever gave them. Yeah. And they are exceeding that, and they're extremely talented women. And apart from anything else, I do think they're helping to do what is so important, reshaping the view that a lot of people have of women in this kind of music anyway, because they're doing metal, they're doing rap, which I know is common in Japan, and I'm really glad for that. But they're doing it with that extra degree of just they're keeping that level of quality that is so innate to Japanese music so high, and they're just doing something good for rap, for metal, for women in music, and for us as listeners. So there you go. I am a big supporter of theirs. I know you are as well.
EMNW's power level is over 9,000.
I'm sure that's another reference that I need to get.
It is another reference.
He'll tell me what anime that is later, I'm sure. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're at home, chug like your menu. Beer time. And until... I've got coffee. That's what I'm living with. Until we see you in the comments.
I don't have a drink. I feel left out. What the hell?
Sorry, dude. Until... Remember to keep your... No, it's not East to East.
It's not East to East. It's your own channel, dude.
Oh, we're not on our... We have a podcast called East to East, just in case you didn't know.
Yes. Well, you get to see more of this, and I get to talk more.
He
don't know whether or not that's
he
good.
Doesn't.
No,
he doesn't.
I don't.
For now, ciao, ciao.